Hi and welcome back to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗏. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a look at the most recent price action in the last 24 hours and give you my thoughts and opinions on where I think things are likely to go. Now, as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button, do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗏. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, you're missing a trick. Check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'd be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. And I'm a little bit under the weather today, so I'm going to try to get through this video recording without coughing and sneezing on you guys. So wish me luck there. Let's get right down into this, right? So, like usual, we're going to take a look at Elliott wave theory, and we're going to take a look at smart money concepts. We're going to review what happened yesterday and what that might mean for today. So let's go ahead and have a look at Elliott wave theory. So Elliott wave theory, we can see that we had this high up here. It looks like we kind of finished this off, and it was just an ABC structure, and it was a bit strange. You know, we look at the kind of the way that this is kind of plotting out. It looks like we'll probably have to have had some kind of structure on this side here as a zigzag and all that kind of stuff. We then saw this breakdown here. Now, the key note is that we did not cross the 26,578. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line just up here. I'm going to remove this yellow line, and I'm going to put another white one just down on here. Okay. Oh, that's not a line. Let's grab the right one. This one right here. Okay, and the reason for this is we want to know. It's actually this one over here, isn't it? We want to know whether or not we are going to break out of this range, okay? So between 26,578 and 28,868, we essentially have been ranging, okay? We've bounced from the higher side to the lower side, but we haven't breached these two levels, right? This is a big takeaway. So if I just go ahead and grab this and move it, if it wants to, it's not going to. Why is that not moving on me? Let's get rid of that. This one here is what I want. Okay, so we're going to move this across here. We can see that we have these two levels, right? So until we cross one of these lines, right, the higher side or the lower side, we have to assume that we're just trading sideways. Now, Elliott wave theory tells us that we are still in this three-wave corrective structure to peaking just below the 26,578. However, we could be misled here. We could be looking at this as maybe an irregular flat correction. Yeah, which basically, if I take these out and I clean these up, right, get rid of all this noise here. In fact, I might even just pull that out of the way for a second. So here we have a potential zigzag pattern right there, okay? Then we have this area. Now, this could be an irregular flat because we come down, we push up higher than the origin level, and then we drop down into a C that's lower than the A level. And this basically is like a megaphone pattern. It's actually seemed to be quite common at the moment. But basically, if I draw these out, you can see how it expands out like this. And so the expectation here is that if this is an irregular flat correction, and we have just peaked down here into this C wave low, that actually the move is going to be to the upside. So because this market is quite volatile and can be read in a couple of different ways, it's best not to actually trade these ranging markets because you can get potentially tripped up. Now, within this little area right here, we can see, if I just use a couple of trend lines just to kind of narrow this in, you can kind of see this triangular shaped wedge. Now, a lot of people might be thinking this is a bullish flag, you know, you got the pole, you got this, and it's not really the way that you would look at that. It's unfortunately a scenario where this could go either way, but I think we probably, even though we have this idea that this was an ABC to the downside as per yesterday, I think that's actually incorrect now looking at the new data. I think we're going to get a break upwards above that 28,868. And I think this here could be a B wave movement right inside this little triangle wedge, right? So taking a look at the momentum indicator, we do have that momentum to the upside. Now, the other thing to kind of consider here is that this could be a triangle where we break down before we break upwards. And a triangle, let me go ahead and just bring this in here. Probably going to take this to a 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes is a good time to kind of take a look at this, right? So on a 15-minute time frame, we would look at this as a wave coming down, B wave coming up, yeah, right into here, then C wave coming down, D wave, and then we've got to probably have this E wave. And this E wave here could be, and usually typically is a pretty big one, but it's unpredictable. So it can be so many different things. But let me show you what this looks like, right? So A, B, C, D, looking for E. Now this E, I think, has to come down here a little bit. Okay, and I think it's going to break out of the current structure right here. You can kind of see it's kind of just plotting its way down there at the moment. And then we have the higher side over here as well, right? So I think that's kind of where that sits. I think we kind of have something to this effect going on. Now, the reason that this is important, let me just bring this back to the hourly. The reason that this is important is that these triangle patterns, these A, B, C, D, E's, they only appear in two places. They can only appear in a wave 4, and they could only appear in a wave B. They're the only two kind of structural locations that you can find triangles in. So if that is the case, then we would argue, is this an impulsive move? Is it a wave 4 situation? And it does not appear to be so. So therefore, this has to be a B wave position. And if this is a B wave position, it means that you have to move up higher. So I would look at it maybe like this. Okay, we peak up above this area. I'm not expecting it to be a massive move to the upside, because I would look at this thing as a potential kind of completed structure like that. Something to this effect, right? It's also possible that maybe we have it like this, and it's an A, B, with that E just coming down a fraction lower, and then a C wave coming like that, and maybe peaking up towards that 29K. Okay, so it's possible that there's a couple of different things that are going on, but I think essentially the move is going to be to the upside. I won't trade it because it's, again, a volatile wave E. We need to get confirmation. The other way of looking at this is we might also just be able to kind of see this thing peak down a fraction, like towards 27,400. And if we do that, then actually we could just look at this as a quick corrective structure without the complexities of a triangle. Just look at it like this. And then that would allow us then to take this high, this low, and put it approximately around that 27,400 level, and you can see that we can get that 1-to-1 more towards that 29.5, like that. Okay, so even if we don't want to kind of make it really complex with the triangle kind of pattern, we can also see here that there's this idea that we have this break to the upside, and it all really stems from this being in a regular flat rather than just a straight drop to the downside. And I think that would sit probably better with this current scenario. Now, the other thing that we have to consider here is that is all of this just a diagonal based pattern that is going to be ending with a much bigger zigzag, because we were looking for a zigzag over this side anyway. We had the 53535. We come down for a quick correction, and it's possible that we end in the diagonal to make that zigzag pattern an A, B, C structure still. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on, lots of different time frames, and I'm jumping around a lot on those time frames, by the way, guys. Like, this is not going to be a quick thing that happens, you know, within an hour of this video going live. This is something that's going to take some time to play out, but you can kind of see how this is structuring out. You can see this potentially peaking down from our wedge here and coming down a fraction lower, and then that'll catch out anyone who was going long, and then you'll see the price reverse and go up. That's kind of generally what I think is going to happen here. Now, from a smart money concepts point of view, what's changed? Not a lot. We had this move upwards. We left the fair value gap behind. This move upwards, which was taken up by surprise yesterday, was from a big purchase. So if we go ahead and throw the volume on, remove the stochastics, and zoom in here, you can see that we were tracking quite nicely in this move here. I had a short position. Let me find it. I had shorted, I think it was around here yesterday, and I had my stop loss in a really bad location. I think it was about here. It should have been above this level, but I had it around about here. And then I was targeting down in towards that 24K area, right? And that's what I was doing yesterday. And this particular candle came in, this green one just here, and I started not to like this position. So I closed it in profit at this point. And then we saw this big candle come in and just completely like wipe out that position. So fortunately, I did get out of that. And this is important thing of basically reading the chart progressively. It's not just set your trade and forget about it. It's keep an eye on what is going on and make corrective actions as you see it, right? Sometimes it doesn't quite go and you don't like the idea of what is going on here. It was starting out quite nicely. Volume was building on the hour. And then all of a sudden, we start to see a bit of a move upwards, right? If I take this down to a 15-minute, I might be able to really kind of demonstrate exactly kind of where that was pinned in. It was right here, this particular area, right? So I was seeing these wicks down at the bottom here, and I wasn't liking it, so I kind of got out of this position. So I was able to get out of the position in profit because we could see that there was a significant amount of buying pressure, and then bam, we saw a big buyer come in and it left this fair value gap behind, right? So again, if you're going to be trading, it's important that you kind of, keep an eye on what is going on. Don't just set it and forget it. Make sure you're aware of all the various different things that are going on. Now, if you are looking to trade, why not check out Bitget, linked in the description down below. It's where I do all my trading. Fantastic platform. They do some fantastic offers at the moment as well. Deposit $50 and get cash back for $10 USDT. And they also do deposit and reward bonuses all the way up to $8,000. Lucky draws, and a whole host of other things that are going on the Bitget platform. If you haven't already checked it out, linked in the description down below. I don't think you'll regret it. They do spot trading, leverage trading. It is kind of the go-to platform that we have at the moment for most of our stuff. So whether we're doing spot for HODL, or whether we're doing leverage trading, it is happening on Bitget. And we also have a competition in our Discord server. This is a weekly competition that we do. We're using the Bitget platform to basically do all of the analysis on the ROI percentages of your trades and all that kind of stuff. But essentially, it's our competition. We're funding it, and we'd like to kind of grow the prizes. At the moment, we're doing $100 a week as a prize to the person who has the best ROI percentage. But essentially, we'd like to grow this to $1,000, $10,000 a week and so forth. So the more people that participate, the bigger the rewards we'll get and all that kind of good stuff. So in order to take part in this, you basically have to have a Bitget account using our affiliate link. And then every single week you can take part in the competition, and the winner will take away $100 USDT at the moment, but we'll scale that accordingly. And yeah, it's basically ROI percentage, which basically means the amount of the growth of your account, essentially, right, within that week period. If you grow it by 100%, 200%, or whatever in that week period, you'll be able to take first prize and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, check it out down in our Discord server. Links are in the description and all that kind of good stuff. So if you're trading, then why not check it out? I don't think you'll be disappointed by that. So coming back into our smart money concepts, I was able to kind of get out of there, and I was able to go long and capitalizing, reversing the position. Okay, so when we were looking at this, right, we were going short initially, right over here, right, we had a really bad stop loss. I didn't think to put it higher, but nonetheless, we were there. Got out of the position, and then once I started to see that the market was about to reverse, we reversed the position, put the stop loss down below the swing low, and then we rode it up as well. And again, I took profits quite a bit early, so much earlier. I think we were hitting resistance at around here, 28.4, and then I shorted it again. Once we started to find ourselves up in this upper resistance, I shorted it from about here, stop loss in the correct place above the swing high, and then I rode it down. And I think I only did about a 2.0, something like that, because I didn't have time yesterday afternoon. So it was about around here. So yeah, I kind of timed it quite well. That was just coincidence, though, to be fair, because I wasn't really paying too much attention at this point. But you can kind of see that if you're monitoring the situation and you're actively kind of trading on it, you can kind of see some really good, fantastic things that are going on. And smart money concepts, to kind of come into that analysis, really helps with that a little bit, because it allows you to see these institutional candles, such as this one here, where we knew that we're finding resistance up here in this area of premium. Okay, we could see that we're getting hit hard here. We're overbought on the stochastic RSIs, and we had to come back down towards the fair value gap. It still hasn't been filled out, which makes me wonder whether or not we are going to get this move down to that 27,400 just to fill out that gap right there, and then reverse back up again. We do have a weak high and a strong low. We haven't tested equilibrium. We're finding support on the 200 EMA at the moment and the 50 EMA. So chances are, yeah, we're looking pretty good for a bit of a move to the upside, in my opinion, here for Bitcoin. So let me know what your thoughts and comments are, or let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Really interested to kind of get your thoughts and opinions on where you think Bitcoin is going on the short time frame stuff. If you're not yet using Bitget, check it out, linked in the description below. Join us down in Discord, and guys, I'll catch you all in the next one.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.